to be here, and thank you for the invite again. It is usually said that when a speaker gets a second invitation in a row, he must have done something well the first time. So I want to appreciate all the organizers and all the amazing women out there. And I will do my best in the next couple of minutes to ensure that I share with you what I would term the value proposition that you need in your lives and businesses, with or without Mr. and Mrs. COVID. So it's good to be here. Thank you again, Dabira. I hope we're all maintaining and abiding by the various regulations by health organizations about keeping well. Please take COVID serious. It's not a joke. I see so many people making light of the situation. People are dying around the world. I was caught up in Europe a few weeks ago myself, and I had to come back, go into isolation. I've been indoors for 6 weeks. It is not a joke. I got tested. Luckily, it came out negative. So I want to assure everyone, let's all abide. If you have to stay home, stay home. If you do have to go out, please stay safe. It is real, and it is real. So this season that we found ourselves, what I'm going to speak to you today is about preparing yourself for what I call the new normal, more or less. Because where we have found ourselves, a lot of people do not understand the gravity of it. People do not understand the impact of the times and seasons that they're in. So I know I have only 40 minutes, so I'm going to accelerate through those 40 minutes to try. So if you want to take notes, you want to do that, please, by all means, be my guest. For the last few weeks, I've been invited to tons of speaking engagements on this topic. So when I got this same topic again, I said, maybe God is calling me for a purpose, because I keep on talking about the same thing day in, day out. And when I leave this class, I am jumping right into another session speaking about the same thing. So it shows you how important it is for all of us to grasp the importance of understanding the season that we found ourselves in. So we start off. I want to make a point. What is happening is not new. It is only new because it is happening to us for the first time. That is what makes it new. So when I hear people shout and say, this is new, it's not new. If you dig into history, you find out there have been pandemics and there have been situations like other human beings like ourselves have found themselves in. But it is only new to us as a generation. Hence all the hype and all what and the uncertainty that is going on. So what I did during my time in isolation the last 6 weeks, I decided to dig deep into history to try and see people who have been through this situation. What did they do? How did they come out of this better and stronger? History always presents a unique opportunity for you to learn. Because why? Nothing is new under the sun. Everything is a repetition. And I would stress on this note, you must understand that what is going on is a realignment. Be sensitive to understand that there is a realignment, people, going on. A realignment of two major things, a realignment of wealth and a realignment of positions. If you are sensitive enough to read the news, see what's going on, you will see that there's a shift of power going on, whether it is politics, whether it's economically. You see a lot of, this is the year of the underdogs. You are seeing companies, you are still going to see a lot more companies who are going to appear from nowhere and are going to burst into the open. Because why? Embedded in this crisis lies huge opportunities. So I want you to understand that clearly there's a realignment of wealth, there's a realignment of positions. You're going to end up realizing in the next few weeks, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a prophet, I'm not a futurist, but we're going to have new systems. We're going to have new institutions. We're going to have new industries that are going to be born out of COVID. So I want you, first things first, to erase that mindset of seeing COVID as all things evil. COVID has slowed down the world so that we can catch up. A lot of us were lagging behind. I got an amazing call about 20 minutes before I jumped on this Zoom call, this Zoom meeting. And the lady says to me, I have spent the last 5 weeks, my life has slowed down. I am making sense of life. I have been working for 9 years, back to back to back. For the first time in my existence, I now have clarity of what I want to do in my life. That is the approach that we're going to take towards COVID. Now, The world, when there's a crisis, what usually happens is that the world divides everybody into two. Those who become solution finders and those who just become, they just look. My challenge to every wonderful female listening to me, wherever you are, is that I want you to put and classify yourself in that position of those who are going to be solution-minded. One of the first things I did during the beginning of this COVID crisis, I opened a new journal, and I called that journal my problem journal. I was identifying and noting down problems I was seeing all around me. I choose not to just complain, and I will stress this. Your role is not to publicize the numbers of deaths and those who have been released. Use this time to be able to be productive and look out for opportunities that are embedded in it. COVID-19 is a social economic lever. There are private jets that have been packed that are able to move. There are luxury cars in garages that are able to be driven. There are luxury resorts and hotels which have been shut down. It goes to show you that it is a leveler. It has brought all of us to a level playing ground. Never in our own history have we seen a level playing ground. That's why I call it the year of the underdogs. And I'm going to be sharing soon with you principles and ways in which you must take advantage of this level. Because what this has brought about is there's going to be in fact, a tremendous increase in technological innovations, and it's going to accelerate businesses in ways you can never imagine. But you can only win and also benefit from that when you understand the season. So like I said, it's a social economy, it's helping humanities, it is challenging belief systems. Imagine, who would have thought that all of us will stay in our homes and church is permanently online? A lot of the religious leaders would have said, oh no, you are coming to church. We must not forsake the gathering of the brethren. The gathering of the brethren for the new world is now online. That is our reality. So this is a new normal. Who would have thought that our schools would not be in our living rooms and bedrooms? People, wake up. This is your new normal. But it's not all gloom and it's not all, darkness. This morning, there's a viral video going around, and I've been online chatting with tons of people on different WhatsApp group. It's the group MD of one of Nigeria's leading banks giving a speech or giving a talk about downsizing. And it's gone viral. Everybody's talking, oh, why should he have done? Why should he? Why should that? And there will always be conflicting views. But the reality is, brace up. There's going to be, whether we like it or not, I'm not here to make anybody feel bad, there's going to be serious unemployment. We have an economic recession on the way, whether you like it, it's fact. Nigeria predominantly gets the bulk of its revenue from the black gold that we find under the ground. Yesterday, I saw data that showed the number of oil tankers all across the world on the high seas. Nobody's buying the oil. Now we've downsized. Nigeria, for the first time in our history, has had to go borrowing money from the IMF. The IMF, like we all know, it usually come with tons of requests for anybody they lend money to. So whether you want to stick with the program or you want to get carried away by the other blue, what I'm here to stress to you is that the new normal is going to bring about tough challenges and tough choices. But the good news is also there. For every time there's a bad news, there's always a good news. Barack Obama's chief of staff, by the name of Rahm Emanuel, said something that I absolutely like. He says, never let a good crisis go to waste. The first time I saw that, I thought that was impactful. It means that embedded in every crisis, it gives you a unique opportunity for you to find clarity. It gives you a unique opportunity for you to find purpose. It gives you a unique opportunity for you to launch out. A crisis is not necessarily something that should be termed evil. It might be discomforting, it might be troublesome, it might be painful, but embedded in it are huge opportunities. One of my favorite, successful in terms of finance, successful financial gurus or businessmen is the man by the name of John D. Rockefeller. For those who know John D. Rockefeller, he was one of the wealthiest men who ever lived. And he started his company in the midst of the worst recession the world had seen at that time. And what that goes to tell me is that even in the midst of the madness we have all found ourselves, COVID has leveled all of us, you can take time out to make sure that your businesses will thrive. I will kick off. The first thing you must understand with what is going on is that technology is the order of the day. People, I don't care what you do. Technology is out to take jobs. Technology is out to destroy, setting the norm. Technology is the new normal. Before, a lot of us had two layers of our businesses. We had businesses offline and online. Now, online is now the new offline, while offline is now the new. Do you understand what I mean? There's been a shift. So you must understand that you cannot let this crisis go to waste. And one of the ways you should not let it go to waste is to find novel ways to introduce technology to whatever you are doing. Yesterday, Amazon declared 4 billion US dollars quarterly earnings. I felt so sad. I went to bed sad because I thought about it. The Nigerian government, the Nigerian, all of us all combined together, our external reserves are only at 30 billion. Amazon just declared 4 billion in 1 quarter. And I shook my head. I said, whoa, people, if we don't wake up, all of us, if we don't wake up. But it also shows you that there is opportunity. Now, what is going to happen? You're going to see a lot of the MD I spoke about a few minutes ago. I don't want to call his name. I don't want to call him out. He said it. He said we would have to use technology in places that we were using human beings. So now we have to sack this. We have to sack that. We have to sack that. If you're in paid employment, I know not everybody is called out to be an entrepreneur. And I don't fall into that school of thought to say everybody should go and run a business. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that you must align yourself. If you're an entrepreneur, you must align yourself to know that your business must become a technology business, offering a certain service. So the way you see Uber being a technology business, they don't own any cars. The way you see, who else is it? Airbnb, not owning homes and hotels. You must think along those lines for you to remain relevant to the new world. There's a new world that we're already existing in. There's no post-COVID. You're already in post-COVID. China has opened up business already. The Chinese are already manufacturing. So there's no post-COVID. They're already manufacturing. Name the company. Apple. I got an email from Apple telling me about the new iPhone that was out. And I thought to myself, are these guys lunatics? We're all locked down. Next I thought about it, you are the one locked down. The Apple brand is not locked down. So you must embrace technology. Technology is going to be at the heart of everything that we do. Whatever it is, I do not care what industry you operate in, technology is coming for you. You are not immune from technology. So you must begin to think along the lines of how would I thrive in this new world with my business. There are so many now. Look at it. Dabira, last year we were at the Naval Dockyard. We all looked so good. Now, the only way and reason I'm able to speak with you is through technology. Zoom has been around for ages, but now everybody knows Zoom. Everybody knows Zoom. It's been around for ages. Now every day Zoom call, webinar, Zoom call. But I'm like, that is our new reality. So you must get with the program. This is not the time to say, oh, I'm not a techie person. Sister, brother, it's time to be techie. It is time to be techie. I studied law. I'm a lawyer and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a speaker. If I tell you how many online courses and how many YouTube videos I have watched to become technologically relevant in what I am doing, because it is a reality. You can't hide in a corner and say to yourself, this is the way I've always done it. Anybody that is going to sound that way is going to go the way of the dinosaurs, extinct. This is your new normal. Number two, for you to thrive in every uncertain time or period you find yourself, you must begin to become a critical thinker. A critical thinker. Most time I hear people use the phrase, it's time to think out of the box. I'm here to challenge you that, sisters, wherever you're listening to me from, it's time to leave the box. The world is no longer going to recognize people that are in a box. It is time to step out of that box and let your thinking step out with you, because the world has changed. So the world is going to only reward critical thinkers. It's going to reward people who are able to innovate and people are able to produce results. people who are solution-minded. It is time for you to humble yourself and learn. It's time for you to think. I give you a good example I give every of my class. For those who know a little bit of history and science, you know everybody knows Isaac Newton, law of gravity and everything else. And the story goes that Isaac Newton sat under a tree and there was a fruit that fell on his head. And at the end of the day, he was able to ask questions that led to him discovering, speaking about gravity. But you know what I always tell people? I can bet everything I own that Isaac Newton is not the first person that sat on a tree and a fruit fell on his head. But he was the first person who critically tried to reason why that fruit should fall. That is the difference. So you must start questioning things critically, because only when you do that, that you can unwrap the season that you found yourself, that you can see the opportunities that are all around you. I have a friend who's a medical doctor. Whilst everybody is complaining, things are bad, this guy has reached out to some partners in the US and said, see, COVID has opened our backside. Our healthcare system is never going to remain the same again after COVID-19. There's opportunity here in Nigeria, a country of 200 million people. We must come and invest. And these guys are just waiting for COVID to come out before they move in, because that is a new reality. But it takes critical thinking. Number 3, those who know me know that I'm, by God's grace, a certified emotionally intelligence practitioner. So emotional intelligence for me is critical at these times. Before COVID-19, it was listed as one of the top skills that you must have for 2020 and moving forward. COVID-19 has even accelerated that even more. You must have what I would say reinforced emotional intelligence. If you're unintelligent before, it's time to become emotionally intelligent. If you were emotionally intelligent before, it's time to reinforce that emotional intelligence. Because you know why? I found out that during this COVID, a lot of people are concentrating on things that they have no control over. You see? And that's one of the failings of human beings. Why are you bothered over something you have no control over? What emotional intelligence will teach you is to focus on what your control is, which is yourself. You can only control what you do, what you say. Your thoughts become your feelings become your actions. How much are you emphasizing, are you reinforcing in that your thought system that will pass on to become feelings before they become actions? The actions you need to take as a businessman, as a businesswoman, starts first with your thinking. So you must reinforce emotional intelligence. For those who do not know what emotional intelligence is, it is a capacity for you to know your own feelings, for you to be able to understand your feelings, and for you to be able to express those feelings. And also for you to understand the feelings of others. Now we see a lot of goodwill going on, empathy going on. Empathy has come to stay because the world has been shaken to its foundations. So you must reinforce emotional intelligence. Number 4, most businesses over time have built silos, meaning that we built ourselves. We've all believed that we should stick to ourselves. You know, there's a Nigerian way of doing business where you feel you don't want the next man to know what you're doing. We all do it. I want to stay on my own. What COVID-19 has presented with this uncertainty and this season we found ourselves is that for you to really thrive, for you to soar as an eagle, is that you must open your mind to alliances and collaboration. Now, not necessarily partnerships, but you must see ways to be able to collaborate. I'm online on Instagram every day, and I'm seeing brands begin to wake up to that reality. People are beginning to align themselves with other companies, other individuals, where there's value for both parties. The training I'm having in the next 1 hour or 2 is with a real estate company. And I actually had to tell them yesterday, you need to look within your industry. You are going to go extinct if you do not understand the concept of collaboration and alliances now. Because why? The recession and the economic turmoil and everything that is coming at you, you cannot stand alone. So even as small business owners, have you looked aside those in your industry to try and see the ways in which you can create alliances, to try and see the way in which you can make things happen without necessarily standing alone? It is important and it is vital for survival. Number 5, a lot of small business owners have said to me, I don't know what to do myself. I get that every day of my life. I don't know what to do. And I'm quick to mention a quick story. I know we have the people of diverse religions on this platform, but I'll share this story from the Bible. I always remember it every time I get this question. And I use the example of Moses in the Bible. And I says, Moses stood before the Almighty, giving loads of complaints. So let's say Moses was a small business owner, and he was saying to I don't know what to do. I don't know what to sell. There's trouble in the land. If they catch me, they will kill me. If the taxman catches me, he will take tax. The Almighty gave Moses one singular answer that I think transcends religion into the world of business. He asked this question: what is in your hand? I thought that was the most powerful statement ever said to anyone. What is in your hand? And what that brought to my own sensibility is that every one of us is holding something in their hands. A lot of people are complaining to me, okay, I'm in this. Some people are there making money from this situation. There's an amazing lady who spoke to me on Instagram. She runs a particular service-oriented business, which she helps companies and all. And during COVID-19, this is not them say, this is not she said. She munched it and sent it to me as evidence to say, okay, if you think I'm lying. In the last 30 days, since the lockdown, she made 6 million naira monetizing her knowledge. 6 million. That is no tax, nobody, no staff, nothing. Because she sat down to herself and says, I'm an accountant. I know this thing. Now I can't go out and consult for businesses, but I can stay online and I can teach people what I know. What exactly do you have in your hands? What exactly can you monetize during this period? What exactly can you pivot and do? There's something for everybody. So even despite the uncertainty, there are those people who have sat back down and are monetizing the knowledge that they already have in their existing businesses. So do not be carried away by all the noise and the wave. There are people who within this period have made more money than even before this period. That's why I call post-COVID a period or the year of the underdogs. It is time for you to rise up and stake your claim. Also, this is number 6, I think. You must start positioning yourself for global relevance. I repeat that. You must start positioning yourself for global relevance. Why do I say that? We spend the naira, and with everything that is going on, anybody that follows the foreign exchange market in the last few days, you would have seen the bashing that the naira has received, like Anthony Joshua. The naira is receiving daily pounding, like in a heavyweight championship bout. And there's every tendency that it will be knocked down to the canvas, try and stand up again and knocked down again. Why? Because of all the things that are going on with oil, revenue not coming in. So if you do not position yourself for global relevance, whatever it is that you find yourself making, that you're able to make this season, you find out that inflation and everything else is going to pound you. So even if you end up making 1 million naira, what 1 million naira could command pre-COVID and post-COVID are totally different. I received an SMS yesterday from a gentleman who normally supplies electrical items to me, cameras, anything my tech and my media team use. And he said, please, moving forward, I want you all to know that there's a 65% increase on all my prices. That is the new reality. By the time the restaurants open, they're going to skyrocket because food stuff have been increased. Everything has increased. So whatever your earnings are now, if you do not think critically on ways to expose yourself to other markets, that's why if anybody that's read the book, The Blue Ocean Strategy, it's time for you to jump out of that red ocean to the blue ocean. It's time for you to go online and seek global relevance. Because why? That is the only way you can thrive. That is the only way. There's no two way about it. That's the only way you can thrive. It means that for every dollar you make, somebody has to make about 475 naira to catch up. That is powerful on its own. The world is leveled and is waiting for people like you and I. Nigerians are industrious, we are smart, we are amazing, we are impactful, we are so many things. So why are we limiting ourselves to this geography? You and I can go online and click and get something from Amazon all the way in the US and Seattle. But you're in Lagos, Nigeria. Now, COVID has come and COVID is telling you that this is the time for you to get on that platform and make the most of it. This is the time for you to also sell to those people in Seattle. This is the time for you to also sell your goods and services to those people in London. Yes, we can. That's what COVID has brought about. So if you want to thrive with the uncertainty, you must position yourself for global relevance. Because why? There are new values. There are going to be new lifestyles that have been formed. I went to ShopRite yesterday, and every time I step out, for me, it's an observation. I'm just looking all around. So this is the new normal. Everybody's maxed up. We all look like Eskimos. You don't even recognize people. You don't recognize your friends now when you step out. Everybody is maxed up, and some are even extremely extra. I saw a lady. She had big goggles on. She masked herself. She had a big hat on. She was invincible. I'm like, if I don't know this woman. So the world has changed, and we must get with the program. Also, we must reskill ourselves. The illiterate of the new era we found ourselves is not somebody that did not go to school. Most time we always say an illiterate is someone that did not go to school. No. The illiterate of the new era is somebody who is not ready to unlearn, relearn, unlearn, relearn, unlearn, and relearn. So it's not your degrees anymore. It's not. Your degrees are a thing of the past. The world is only going to reward value. They don't care if you went to the best schools or not. So clearly, you must invest in your skill set. You must keep on. I've seen a lot of people who be doing amazing work online, attending webinars. People are teasing them and abusing them. I say, well, all well and good. We will see the results later on. But you must invest in yourself. This is a period and a time for investing in yourself. Because when the fruits will come out, people would wonder, invest in yourself. Also, like I said, this is a time for you to launch out. Most times when there's uncertainty, there's always that reason why people want to back. We want to pull back, we want to retreat. But if you are one of those who are still launching out, what you're almost telling Mother Nature and life is that you're swimming against the tide. And it always turns out good for people who thrive in uncertainty. This is not the time for you to just back down. It's the time for you to triple whatever it is that you're doing. People will say to you, recession, there's no money, there's no money. I am quick to point out that recession does not mean the absence of money. It clearly means, in layman terms, that those that are in custody of that money are much more inclined not to spend. So you need a higher level of thinking, higher level of value to extract the money from them. Money is not like water that you pour on a table and evaporates into thin air. Money doesn't disappear. It only moves from one person to the other. So for you to thrive in uncertainty, you must be able to think on how to extract the money from those people. After this, I have a bonus I'm going to do for 5 minutes where I'm going to share with you 10 critical questions, which I don't have answers for. You must answer for yourself. That I'm going to share with you that I learned from one of my mentors in the last few weeks. 10 questions you must ask yourself. So I'm going to run through this, then give you those 10 questions before my class rounds up in 10 minutes. Also, you must have a mindset realignment. If you say you can, and if you say you can't, you're correct. Whether you can or you can't, you're correct. But a mindset realignment puts you in prime position, puts you in the front row seat of a LA Lakers game, puts you in the front row seats of an opera performance, puts you in the front row seat of everything you're doing, because everything that you are begins, starts, and ends with your mind. So there must be a mind shift alignment. If you've never had one before, take this opportunity to think on how you can approach things. There are some people that are so fearful right now, they don't want to step out. Yes, I understand the risk. There are some people outside now, they don't even know what to do. There are some people that right now, all they are thinking is problems. But guess what? There are those people who outside are thinking, wow, opportunity to make money. There are people outside that are thinking, wow, I can't wait for COVID to stop so that I can do this. Why don't you join that school of thought? Why don't you leave the school of thought that are complaining about whether there are no masks or whether Agbo from Madagascar can cure it or not, or whether, why don't you use this time to be able to be solution-minded? You must have a mental shift because your mind is everything. James Allen said it quite rightly. Your mind is like a garden. It is what you plant in there that will grow. And if you are not conscious enough to watch what grows in your garden, you know what comes? Weeds. So this is a time for you to do what I would call a mental pruning. weed out unnecessary things that make up yourself. Do a self-analysis of your personality, a self-analysis of your value proposition, and it's time for you to leave only what is necessary. This is the time for you to be conscious of your costs. This is the time for you to mitigate against risk. This is the time for you to be super, super, super intelligent about everything around you. Time for you to study your environment. This is time for you to open up your eyes to the news. This is time for you to see major moves and try and think of how it affects you. So I think I've been able to run through a few key points. I know 40 minutes is almost impossible for you to do all of this, but you have some key points that if you're able to marshal and build and flesh on, you put yourself in prime position to do well during this period and after this period. I'm already seeing the results in my own businesses. Because why? I decided I'm not going to try and moan over what I can't control over. And I told my staff there's no need to. I get paid to speak in front of crowds. When I came back from the UK, the first call I got was from the head of training of a multinational bank. And she says to me, Chris, do you realize that we can no longer come and train now? And I asked why. She said, because I don't think anybody will stay in an auditorium and be exchanging pathogens. And I said, oh, wow, this is my new normal. So we have to sit back down and go tech. I'm doing trainings now online. So do not restrict yourself. The beauty about the trainings I'm even doing now is that once I'm done doing the training, I can go downstairs and play with my son and come back and continue. I didn't have that luxury before. Now I can do this training, go back, play with him, and come back. So please, I want you to align yourself with this thinking. Understand that disruption is going to birth a lot of intended and unintended consequences. I want you to put yourself in a position to milk the benefits and not be a casualty of war. Because a lot of people are going to be casualties. Trust me, in the coming weeks and months, you would see. So I'm going to give you 10 questions, 10 critical questions you should ask yourself as an individual, as a business person, as an entity during this period and when the lockdown has been lifted. Number one question is, what is too much around me? What is too much around me? Like I said earlier on, this is a season for you to think critically. The first question is, what is too much around me? The second question is, what is too little around me? What is too much around me? What is too little around me? The third question is, where is the power residing today? Which I already said earlier on, that is online. Where is today's power residing? Where is the power residing? The fourth question is, where is the anxiety and the fear? Because you know one thing people fail to realize as businessmen and all is that those are smart understand that where there's anxiety and fear, there's usually opportunity. So where is the anxiety and the fear? It will lead you to opportunities. It's almost like a pointer. Number 5, what can you do to get the attention of people? Now, online in the last few weeks, there's been an unprecedented high level of cheap attention. You just need to visit Instagram for you to see the number of Insta lives going on. There's cheap attention. Brands used to suffer and say, oh, we don't know how to get. Now the attention is cheap. So you just need to be wise about it and propel and push your brand out there to be ingrained in people's subconscious. You will get the attention. Because everybody's online now looking, what next? What next? So 5, what can I do to get the attention? Number 6 is, where is the money? Where is the money? This is critical. This is important. Where is the money? Number 7, who is holding that money? Who is holding your money? Or who is holding that money? Number 8, how do I reach them? How do you reach those people who are holding your money? Number 8, how do you reach those people holding your money? Number 9, if you reach them, what is your pitch? I mean, how do you prepare your sales pitch? What are you going to, how do you prepare your pitch? It is important that you ask yourself this question as a business owner. Like I said, we are dealing with generation, they call themselves Z, millennials, and all these other people. They represent the bulk of the world now. You must align yourself to them. You're no longer selling to daddies and mommies who are walking to your brick and mortar enterprise. You're talking about people whose attention are diverted in 1,000,001 ways. You see all sorts of things from Instagram that people like us were catching up with now. They are about TikTok. I just said, me, I give up. I just cannot keep up. So clearly, you must align yourself on how to reach these people and put up your sales pitch. And number 10 is, how do you say it? There is going to be a change in the way we communicate our value proposition. It's not enough anymore to just say, oh, I have this for sale, come and buy. So I have amazing ladies around me who are doing amazing things. For instance, there's a lady on Instagram called the Wardrobe Merchant. She's a very good friend of mine, Obi. And when I see the way she makes her sales pitch, maybe you should all go and check her on Instagram. You will see that she's selling clothes in the most unique ways you can imagine. She's not saying, oh, come and buy your clothes. This is 20,000. This is 10,000. She uses the most amazing stories to sell her clothes. So if you can answer these 10 questions, I can almost guarantee that you would have a strategy that you can employ moving forward. My time says I have 2 more minutes because I made sure that I was going to squeeze everything into 40 minutes so that other speakers can come on as well. I just want to encourage you that regardless of what is going on, around the world, life is not just happening to you, it is happening for you. The wise words of Tony Robbins. Life is not just happening to you, it is happening for you. It is time, people, for us to wake up, stake our claims, and ensure that we thrive. Pre, now, and later. The world is waiting for each and every one of us. So I hope I've been able to, in my own little way, impact you this year, Dabira Conference 2020. Thank you for bringing me on board again. It's always my pleasure to be here. Absolutely love the amazing work you're doing in trying to impact women. Because like I've already said, women are the backbone of every economy, backbone of every nation. So it's important that women understand their role. It's important that women know that without you, literally, we are nothing. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I don't know if I have a chance to get any questions. I don't know how it's going to work after this, but thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chris. That was an amazing session. I believe we all learned so much. I won't say little because I learned very, very much. I've also opened my mind to so many things I have actually closed or intentionally shut my mind to. Just a quick announcement. If we have any questions for Chris, quickly you can send that in so that he can answer before he goes off to his next meeting. A quick recap also. He talked about embracing technology in everything we do. So whatever it is you're doing, I mean, recently too, we've had to go on YouTube to learn how to prepare things like puff puff, cakes, and what you would normally have gone out to buy. Then he also talked about the idea of us investing in ourselves, launching out. So are there questions you have relating to this? We need to know that, yes, like he said rightly, we're going into a recession. So we have to get ourselves, reposition ourselves. I think that's the word Chris used, if I recall very well. We have to be open-minded to collaboration and all that, which is exactly what we're also doing here in Dabira. So if you have any questions, please send them in. For those of us who are on YouTube, feel free to also send in your questions. Those on Facebook, we're waiting on you. Those live with us here also on Zoom, feel free to send in your questions, and let's Chris hit on it for us, please.
Okay, so if anyone can still hear me, if maybe I'll just do this so that it's a lot easier. I'll just drop my Instagram handle, and if anybody would want to share a DM or something, maybe if we don't get any questions that come up immediately, but I just dropped the Instagram handle. Feel free to follow, and we always try our best to answer all the questions that come in, regardless of what it is. So it's all about value.
Thank you very, very much, Chris. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time. On behalf of Dabira, we want to say thank you very much. God bless you as you continue to open our eyes and our hearts to this. Trust me, the Lord too, we also, enlarge your coast as you go forth. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Take care now and stay safe. All right then.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm excited. Chris has he's blown my mind. That's the word.